Only 2% of people know the true impact of baking soda. They told you baking soda was just for cleaning, maybe for baking cookies or scrubbing the sink. And for most people, that's where the story ends. But hidden behind its plain label and low price is a powerful natural compound that interacts with your body in ways most have never even imagined. The truth? Only about 2% of people truly understand the full impact it can have on their health. For decades, researchers have explored how simple alkaline substances influence human physiology, particularly in relation to blood chemistry, cellular respiration, and the buffering systems that keep everything in balance. Among these, sodium bicarbonate has quietly stood out in laboratory settings, not because it's flashy, but because it consistently demonstrates an ability to shift the body's internal environment in measurable ways. That's the kind of data that doesn't make headlines, but never leaves a scientist's radar. So while most overlook it, a small but growing number of people are starting to connect the dots between chemistry, aging, and the subtle levers we can pull to support our internal systems. And as you'll soon see, once this unassuming white powder moves from the back of your cabinet to the front of your routine, everything begins to feel different. In this video, we're going to explore 9 little-known ways baking soda interacts with your body, ways that most people have never even heard of. This isn't your average home remedy list. These are science-backed insights that reveal just how powerful this everyday compound can be when used with intention and knowledge. Before we get started, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It lets YouTube know this kind of content matters and helps more people discover natural, practical ways to support their health. Now, let's get into it, because what you learn today might completely change the way you look at that simple white powder. Number 1. Correction of mild metabolic acidosis in chronic kidney disease. When kidney function starts to slow, even subtly, the body begins to lose its ability to manage internal acidity. This shift in pH balance can quietly lead to mild metabolic acidosis, which often goes unnoticed until fatigue, shortness of breath, or muscle loss start knocking at the door. Here's where baking soda and health connect in a surprisingly effective way. Because it acts as a natural buffer, baking soda can help neutralize excess acids, relieving pressure on the kidneys and supporting the body's natural detox processes. We're not talking about replacing treatment, but used wisely. A practical and common method is to dissolve half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water and drink it on an empty stomach, once a day, and only with professional guidance if there are underlying conditions. This simple practice can be part of a bigger routine to eliminate inflammation, improve overall balance, and support kidney health before bigger issues arise. And once you realize the body's chemistry can shift with just a pinch of the right element, you'll want to see what happens when that same pinch meets physical exertion. Number 2. Improved physical performance during intense anaerobic exercise. As we age, the body doesn't recover quite like it used to, especially when we push it during physical activity. Even something as simple as a brisk walk, gardening, or a light workout can leave the muscles feeling sore and tight. That's because over time, the body becomes less efficient at managing the acid that builds up during movement. But here's where baking soda and health quietly intersect. Baking soda can act as a gentle buffer, helping the body maintain its natural pH balance and reducing that post-exercise fatigue. It's one of those quiet benefits of baking soda that often goes unnoticed until you feel the difference. No need for extreme routines. A simple way to explore this support is by dissolving half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water, taken about an hour before physical activity. Whether it's a light stretching session or a walk through the neighborhood, this small habit may help your body move more freely and recover with less discomfort. It's not about pushing harder, it's about moving smarter. Understanding how to use baking soda like this becomes part of a broader lifestyle of caring for your joints, energy, and long-term strength. And just as your body begins to move with more ease, your digestion might also start speaking up in the best way possible. Number 3. Temporary relief from heartburn and acid reflux. Anyone who's experienced that burning sensation rising up the chest after a meal knows how disruptive it can be. As we get older, digestion tends to slow, and the valve that separates the stomach from the esophagus can weaken, making heartburn and reflux more common. In moments like these, baking soda can be a simple, fast-acting remedy. Because it's alkaline, it helps neutralize stomach acid, bringing temporary relief without the need for stronger medications. Many people over 50 have found that mixing half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water and sipping it slowly after a meal can ease discomfort when it strikes. It's not a daily solution, but rather a helpful home remedy for those occasional flare-ups. That quick neutralizing effect also supports your body's overall pH balance while reminding us that sometimes the old tricks still work. Number 4. Protecting bone mass on high-acid diets. Most people don't realize that what they eat can quietly chip away at their bone health. Diets high in animal protein, processed foods, and low in fruits and veggies create an acidic load in the body. Over time, this may push your system to pull alkaline minerals, like calcium, from your bones to neutralize that acid. That's where baking soda enters the picture, not as a miracle, but as a gentle aid to help restore pH balance and reduce that hidden demand on your bones. For those 50 and over, keeping bones strong isn't just about calcium pills. One practical approach: use a small amount of baking soda, about 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon in water, once or twice a week, ideally in the morning and on an empty stomach. Combine this with a diet rich in leafy greens and less processed food. It's about building a foundation for longevity, quietly reinforcing your body's internal scaffolding, and if you thought bones were the only thing quietly suffering in an acidic environment, just wait until we talk about what happens when uric acid builds up. Number 5. Increasing uric acid excretion in mild gout cases. Uric acid might sound like something you don't need to think about until your joints start sending sharp reminders. For many people over 50, gout sneaks in subtly, often starting with discomfort in the big toe or a sudden stiffness that doesn't match the weather. Mild elevations in uric acid levels can quietly linger in the bloodstream, waiting for the right moment to strike. But a small shift in internal chemistry, like adjusting your pH balance, can influence how the kidneys handle this buildup. Baking soda, when used responsibly, may support the body's natural ability to flush out uric acid. The key is consistency and caution. Dissolving 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water once a day can assist the kidneys in making urine more alkaline, helping reduce the risk of painful flare-ups. Of course, this should never replace medical advice, especially if gout is a recurring visitor. But when combined with hydration and a low purine diet, this gentle home remedy can tip the scales back toward comfort. And once uric acid is better managed, you might be surprised to learn what else this humble powder can rebalance, starting right in your mouth. Number 6. Antimicrobial action and oral pH balance. Many people brush, floss, rinse, and still struggle with bad breath or recurring sensitivity. The truth is, commercial mouthwashes often come with alcohol and artificial ingredients that disrupt the natural flora in your mouth. Baking soda, on the other hand, has gentle but effective antimicrobial properties that help neutralize acids and maintain pH balance without stripping your oral microbiome. This isn't about replacing your entire dental routine, but about enhancing it with something as simple as a pinch of baking soda. One practical way to introduce this is through a homemade mouth rinse. Dissolve 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of warm water, swish it around for 30 seconds after brushing, then spit it out. It's a natural remedy that supports not just fresher breath, but a healthier oral environment overall. And as your mouth becomes less acidic, it subtly sets the stage for even bigger internal changes, especially when your body's dealing with chronic inflammation. Number 7. Inflammation and rheumatoid arthritis. When inflammation becomes chronic, as in the case of rheumatoid arthritis, it's no longer just a symptom, it's a thief of movement, energy, and comfort. While medication is essential for many, some natural compounds have shown promise in experimental settings. Baking soda, for instance, has been associated with a reduction in inflammatory markers in some early studies. This effect seems to be linked to its ability to influence immune cell behavior, nudging the body away from excessive inflammatory responses. This doesn't mean tossing your prescriptions out the window, but it does open a conversation about natural support. For those navigating joint pain, incorporating 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda diluted in water once a day under professional supervision could complement conventional treatment. It's about gently nudging the body back toward balance, and as that balance begins to return, so might a sense of ease, just in time to understand how inflammation in places like the spleen might quietly shape your overall health. Number 8. Stimulating the body's anti-inflammatory pathways through the spleen. As odd as it may sound, your spleen, that quiet organ tucked behind the stomach, plays a crucial role in how your body responds to inflammation. Recent studies have begun uncovering how low doses of baking soda can influence the spleen's activity by stimulating the cholinergic anti-inflammatory pathway. In simpler terms, it nudges your immune system to stop overreacting. That's an enormous deal for those dealing with chronic inflammation, where the body tends to fire off unnecessary immune responses that wear you down over time. Now, this isn't about miracle cures or overnight fixes, but using baking soda in a thoughtful, informed way, like mixing half a teaspoon in a glass of water once daily, ideally before meals, may support a more balanced immune response. It is still early science, but the potential is eye-opening. Imagine easing inflammation not just with pills, but by reinforcing your own body's natural systems. And if the spleen can be influenced this way, just wait until you hear what happens when baking soda meets irritated skin. Number 9. Soothing skin naturally. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the ones our grandparents already knew. Mild skin irritations, from itchy bug bites to the lingering discomfort of dry patches, often send people searching through drawers full of creams. But soaking in a warm bath with just a few tablespoons of baking soda can offer gentle relief. It works by soothing the skin, calming inflammation, and helping restore pH balance on the surface, without the overpowering perfumes and synthetic chemicals so common in modern products. Many in the 50-plus crowd have dealt with skin sensitivity that just seems to show up out of nowhere. That's why simple home remedies still hold power. You don't need a full spa setup and just run a warm bath, mix in 3 to 4 tablespoons of baking soda, and soak for about 15 minutes. This natural detox approach not only eases irritation, but also gives the body a moment to relax and reset. So what are you going to do with all this now? Keep thinking baking soda is just a kitchen item, or start seeing it for what it truly is, a natural ally that's been quietly supporting human health while sitting unnoticed in your cabinet. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Have you ever used baking soda this way before? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. What you've just learned might seem simple, but don't let that fool you. The smallest insights can lead to the biggest changes when you truly understand how to use them. If this video made you think differently, even for a moment, give it a like and share it with someone who could benefit too. It helps this message reach more people who need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because here, we're not just talking about getting older, we're talking about staying sharp, strong, and aware for as long as life allows.